So I am currently reading Cosmic Telepathy. This is a breatharian book, and this is very interesting from something that I learned that I talk about, that breatharians and darkroom synchronistically come together simultaneously. So a lot of people who have practiced, like, it took them 6 years to just start the breatharian process. So they learned about it in 1994, and then they started in 2000. So very interesting that they consciously decided to wait that long and went through different practices, different methods of these different types of things that have been practiced for thousands of years. It's been practiced in ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, obviously in the eastern places and whatnot. But very interesting that this says that among the breatharian trials in the 10-day process, without food, without liquid, was done in total darkness with the blindfold over the eyes, and it has imprinted the most profound experience on my soul and on my consciousness to date. This is an ancient ritual that it enhances your hearing and intuitive telepathic abilities. I know this, I'm kind of reading randomly, but it increases your sensitivity and depth of perception. And so I find this very interesting because this is exactly what I was talking about, where I didn't know any of this knowledge when I was going into a dark room. I just took like a leap of faith. It was 2020. We didn't have jobs or anything. So I was like, I'm going to do a dark room. And so this was a very interesting thing that now after I went to the breatharian retreat in Sedona, Arizona, I picked up this book, which was the book that we were studying. And then I started reading this book. And then this is saying all of the types of things that I was already doing that I didn't know that these people already do. And so it's very interesting that they talk about 10-day processes in total darkness with the blindfold over your eyes, no food, no water, which is considered fasting in the Bible. And that's very interesting. And then it also enhances other abilities, because when your eyes are closed, like imagine if you're blind, your hearing would enhance. If you are deaf, then other things are going to enhance. And so that is the connection to spirit, that ultimately when you turn off your senses, so when you close your eyes, when you close your ears, or you don't listen to music, when you shut your mouth, so not speaking for 10 days, people do this. Like, this is a real thing. So they'll close their eyes, they'll close their ears, and obviously they'll shut their mouth, and then they'll not eat and not drink. And that's also connected to the mouth. And then you will have very enhanced experiences with like Christ or the Holy Spirit coming to you to ultimately, which is considered mana, which was a couple pages before this, is how you live on, like, it's ultimately how, when people were the Exodus, which people were coming from Egypt to the Promised Land, they had to cross the desert, which the desert is also interconnected to fasting or dry fasting, which is there's no food, no water. Jesus also, when he was in his 40-day, he crossed the desert, and and the desert is also a metaphorical terrain in most text. So like waves or thunderstorms, like you see certain things. And so the desert is considered dry fasting. I'm not going to have this video go too long. I just found this very interesting, that these are things that I've been studying, and then I'm starting to see reassurances on my journey over the long period that it takes people, many different ways of developing these types of things.